So the big question is this: how are gym owners like us who followed our passions, quit our 9-to-5s, and cashed in our life savings to open our tiny gyms? How do we grow our gyms in a way that helps us find our dream members, change their lives, make our big dent in the universe, and yet still remain profitable in the process? That is the question, and this podcast is here to give you the answers. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share the strategies to grow my fitness empire using nothing but the day's best proven methods and tactics. My name is Will Hurst, and welcome to the Gymhacker Radio Podcast. Boom, what is going on, gym owners? This is Coach Will, and I want to officially welcome you to the Big Little Gyms tribe and the Gymhacker Podcast. I want to start today with our first episode with a little bit about my origin story and how Big Little Gyms came to be. So I'm going to start and I'm going to get right into it. So about 9 years ago, I opened my first gym. And I sold my first membership, and this is while I still owned another much bigger business. This was another business outside of my gym. I started the gym with a partner as kind of a side hustle, okay? And I kind of got into it as a side project and a place to put some money and to get into my passion of fitness. And while I liked the bigger business, I became obsessed with my gym. It was when I opened that first gym, and I was still the owner of that bigger business, where I employed 24 people and thousands of customers. That I kind of fell in love with the gym ownership. It was when I learned how to grow my gym, and I became a ravenous student of marketing and strategies and operations and leadership, that I began to fill my gym full of dream members, and I eventually became obsessed with it. So that's kind of the start we had back 9 years ago. And after a couple years, I decided to sell both businesses. And now, why did I do that? One was because the first original business, the bigger business, I was burnt out on and just wasn't really interested in it anymore. And I wanted to go do other things. And then the gym, I had a partner on, and I didn't really have anything keeping me in California at the time. So I decided to go ahead and move back to Arizona and start over from scratch and open my own gym without a partner, and do it all over again. So I moved back to Arizona to start over. And this time it was from scratch. And the gym is the gym I currently run, and it's called Spark CrossFit. Okay, so that's where we're at now. This is where I test and I try stuff out. It's also where I've invested over 6 figures of training and marketing, and literally almost, everything you can think of out there, all the best programs from all the best coaches in the world, and even a bit of what I learned from when I owned my bigger business prior, a lot of business systems and strategies and marketing and things that were working, because we were running paid ads on the internet back in 2007 before almost anybody was. So I have a huge background in digital marketing that I've taken with me into the gym ownership realm, okay? So the Big Little Gyms community is kind of where we share what we've learned, what I've learned, and where other members of the community contribute. My goal is to help gym owners, because a few years ago I was sitting right where you guys are. I was considering closing up, selling, or trying something new. When we moved back to Spark moved back to Arizona in 2014, the gym ownership landscape had changed from 2010, 2011. It was different. The market was congested and competitive, and the supply and demand had kind of leveled up to where opening a new gym was no longer really that easy. You had to know some real business skills. So, essentially what we were doing early on, we opened Spark, is we were opening the doors and putting up a Google listing, and that was it. And so once we started to profit and made some hires, we put a manager in place, and we proceeded to coach about 40 classes per week. So I put someone in the front desk. It wasn't really the right person at the right time, and I proceeded to coach about 40 of the 50 classes we had each week on top of working on the business. And then all of a sudden, it was like we got slapped. About 6 months in, we went from 225 members down to 125 members, and all of a sudden, opening the doors and waving our flag out on the internet wasn't really working anymore. I was overworked, I was underpaid, I had a team that was hired to only relieve just enough pressure from me, but only really cared about getting paid and coaching a class and going home. They didn't really want to step up into a leadership role within my community. So I was so burnt out at this point that I almost sold my gym. In fact, I had a really good offer from a guy here locally that was a great athlete, well known, offered me pretty much a full evaluation of what the recurring receivables were of the gym, and anybody in the right mind at the time would have taken the offer. I could have walked away with a couple $100,000, started another project, been relieved myself of this gym ownership thing, and probably had a much easier road. But I kind of felt like the gym hadn't reached its true potential, and I really wanted to see it through. And I also wanted to get to a place where I am now, where I could confidently speak about what I know to be true and help gym owners do the same thing with their business, because I know it's not something, it was a challenge that I wanted to take on, that I know that many of you guys, and that's why you're in it, So I knew this thing had changed so many lives too at the same time with my members, that it deserved more of me. And I knew that we had not yet reached its true potential, and that not only change the world, but also provide a great living for me and my family. So that's when I realized some major shifts had to take place in the business. So over the next couple episodes, I'm going to share with you guys what those shifts are and how it changed my life and why I opened this one-of-a-kind business called Big Little Gyms. But first I want you to know a couple things. One, we aren't the overhyped gym marketers. I'm not all about marketing. I'm not all about driving traffic. It's not all about getting cheap leads. That is part of the equation and part of the strategy, but there's a lot of people out there shouting from the rooftop about, we'll get you more leads, we'll get you more leads. And if that were the case, of leads we're going to solve the gym ownership problems we have, there'd be a lot of successful gym owners, opening multiple locations and feeling super good about what they're doing, but that's just simply not the case, right? So who those guys are. Those guys out there that want to schedule a discovery call with their salesman and take huge amounts of your money and hope that you don't ask too many questions. The ones that will only call you if your payment doesn't go through. The ones who try to upsell you on a continuation program that costs thousands of dollars a month with a coach who only has like 3 days of experience, okay? Yeah, there's those marketers out there, and I'm not one of them. Those guys have like hundreds, if not thousands of members, and you're just another number there, okay? Big Little Gyms, we don't want that. We want tiny. We want a huge impact, okay? I want to know everybody in the Big Little Gyms tribe by name. We are small and we are mighty. And two, we only want you if you're ready to show up and do the work, because that's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you 100% of what we got. I'm going to give you every bit of information and knowledge I have along the way, and there's no expectation that you have any prior experience with this stuff. You don't need to be a marketer. You don't need to be a sales guy. You don't need to know how to do technical and build a tech stack and all that stuff. You don't need to be advanced to work with us. In fact, most people who start at Big Little Gyms are starting from scratch. We start everyone the same from the beginning. Whether you've done 10 years of marketing and already have built the gym from success, we're going to start you back at the beginning with fundamentals and have you go over the context of the stuff at the start, because things have changed. It's not the same as it was 5 years ago, and it's not the same as it was even last year. So things are going to change, and we're going to go over the fundamentals from the start when you start with us. For us, it's more important that it's fun for you, because if you can learn and have fun and make money, that's the most effective type of training you're going to get, right? You're going to want to do it. You're going to want to show up every day and implement the steps. Because we want you to feel empowered by your gym. We want you to be fulfilled by your passion to grow and change lives. If you want to have a life-changing experience like we did with our gym, I want you to change what your thought of gym ownership was and have a real impact on the world. We want you to be that gym owner we don't want you to be that gym owner who pushes his opinion on everyone and boasts about how his gym has 1,000 members. That guy does not exist here. You know what I mean? It does not exist here. We want humble gym owners that are ready to do the work and do the things that we know work and implement them step by step, and not worry about the big picture way off on the horizon, but instead focus on the step right in front of them, because when you complete that step right in front of you, what's going to happen is the next step's going to appear and it's going to make sense to you, okay? This is a team environment. It's a community of like-minded people, and no matter your level, as long as you're ready to work hard, transform your gym and your future, and help support your like-minded gym hackers in the journey, then you found the right place, okay? In my next podcast, I'm going to show you guys how Big Little Gyms can change your life, how you can get your fitness business, the business fitness it needs to thrive, and make it stick. And I'm going to share with you guys also in my next episodes the one thing that will change everything for free, no cost, and then you can go and make money with it. But first, you have to obviously listen to that episode before when it comes. So when the next episode posts, make sure you check in and listen to it, because I'm going to share with you guys a really, really critical step. And so you guys heard me right. Essentially, I want our relationship from the get-go, from the episode 1 here, to be built on trust. And I found that letting you use the training and the materials and some of the tools that I've built before I ever ask you to pay for anything is a great way to start a relationship. So my goal is ultimately to wow you with so much value that down the road, essentially, you're going to feel obligated to want to buy stuff from me in the future. So I'm kind of just kidding there, but kind of not really. So if that sounds good to you guys, I figure what'll happen is, if we've earned it, the universe will take care of us, and gym owners will ask for our help when they need it. In the meantime, I'm just going to give you guys the value that you deserve as hardworking gym owners. Does that sound good? Okay, cool. So if you guys are ready to create a clear strategic plan for your gym and team, and have a system where you can free yourself from working in your business to working on your business and making more money, and having everyone on your team understand exactly what their role is, and you don't have to be doing this alone anymore. Let us help you. In fact, I'd like to invite you to join the Big Little Gyms Facebook group and connect with fellow gym owners who are running world-class gyms, growing teams, and changing lives. In this group, the Big Little Gyms Facebook group, we're going to be talking about how to grow and scale your gym and your team and create a momentum across your entire organization, and leave the tiny little dent in the universe that you are capable of making. Also, another thing I want to offer you guys is to go to gymhackercode.com. The Gymhacker code will tell you more about your gym ownership than you ever thought possible. This code clearly defines the 6 stages of gym ownership, from starting stage to mastery. what's required, how to build the dream team, and what to focus on and what the focus of each stage is. It will help you turn your weaknesses into your greatest strength. It will help you see the next steps very clearly and help you master your fears and how to teach you how to create momentum within your gym like never before. All right, guys, that's it. Gymhacker Radio, episode number 1 is over. You guys have a great day. See you for episode 2. Bye.